Let me fix it. Okay.
There it is. Hey, how's it going, Jared?
It's going good. I've been waiting on this and waiting on this and waiting on this.
Oh, well, thank you. So, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, actually. Thank you so much. I've been doing great. Just staying busy. Um, Interviewing people on a little tea time and meeting celebrities and becoming a fucking rock star.
Holy cow! Where do we start?
Wherever you want to go, I'm on your ride.
All right. Well, tell me more about the people you've been interviewing on your show, A Little Tea Time.
Wow. Um, I can't even call everybody's name. Um, Literally, I just did interview Elijah Mitchell, who's in California. He's a painter in California. Sitting here now working. I got people literally inboxing me right now to do the show.
Holy cow! That's awesome.
Yes. I have had the opportunity to meet people from California, Houston, um, I want to say Atlanta, Georgia, Alabama. I've been meeting people and interviewing people, and I've been getting a lot of opportunities just to work with a lot of other people because of me doing these interviews, and even with you, Taylor, even with you.
Awesome. Oh, well, that makes me so happy.
Yes.
I'm really happy to hear. Uh, what? Which have an interviewer been most memorable for you so far?
I can't remember them all because I'm literally doing an interview like every single day. I'm interviewing someone. But I will say one of the most recent ones I just did is with Cherie Gray of Lumpy Grits Artistry. She is one of the people who gave me a spotlight to come and promote my art, to promote my books. And from there, it led to me doing my first play with her, Electra. And we just interviewed last week on Friday, and we were talking about the new adventure that we're going on now with the Ratchet City Blues documentary, which is going to be a music documentary that will be talking about music from the perspective of us here in Louisiana and Shreveport. So that's the new project that I'm going to be working on with her, and just continuing to just grow and blossom.
Well, Ratchet City Blues, that sounds fascinating. So it's just the Shreveport, Louisiana scene?
Yes.
So Hurricane Chris and other type music?
Yes. Basically, she's doing a documentary from the past, how the past ties itself to the present, all over the music span from our lifetime here in Shreveport. And so she brought me in as an artist who's familiar with the music scene here, who is also a singer, and giving me a moment to just talk about how the music scene has been such an impact here in our hometown in Shreveport. So that's really, really a big deal, and I'm looking forward to it.
I am too now. That sounds fascinating, and I'd love to know more about like music as it relates to Shreveport.
Yes, we've had a lot of talent that came from Shreveport over just the generations. I can't even begin to call out all of these legends who have paved the way in Shreveport, because technically, one, I don't know them, which is a bad thing. But at the same time, I'm going to be learning about them. Like Lead Belly, I can definitely call out Lead Belly. Lead Belly was one of the artists who came out of Shreveport. He was a music royalty. And they were around during, I want to say, the Chitlin circuit times, when it was just going into just small venues and performing, and artists like that who just came up from our hometown, that I'm now beginning to find out how big these people's impact was, and just now beginning to understand, like, Shreveport, we have such a rich history and culture because of the music scene, because of art, that now we are having to use that and turn it back around for our generations. So it's very important that we begin to learn more about the history and the culture of our music here, because now it's showing me, like, I was so out of touch with the older generations who came before us and who paved the way, that now it's beginning to make me just say, okay, learn, study, get into the history, figure out who these people were and how their life was so important for us here. To even figuring out, like, we've had just legends who came from our city to, wow, my mind just went blank because you put me on the spot. But we've had some really great names that have come from our city. I want to say Chi Chi DeVane, who was on RuPaul's Drag Race.
God bless Devane.
Yes. Yes. Mr. Paul Mooney, who is a comedian, was from Shreveport, Louisiana. Even now, I've been interviewing up-and-coming music artists. Adriana, she's in Atlanta. She's from Shreveport, Louisiana. She's now an artist breaking into the music business. And I've been meeting all of these beautiful people, and it's making me see that we have such a great legacy here. And for me now, my job has become give these people a platform to promote their art, to promote their brands, to promote their businesses, to promote their music. And I also do that on my page. I promote their businesses for them. I promote their music for them. I promote you, Taylor. I promote you.
Thank you.
Because it's bigger than me now. My calling and my job has become help people where I can, lift people up where I can, and being of service, really being of service. And in me being of service, more people have helped me. People are helping me with me helping other people. Going back to what I was saying about you, like, now I have the Handbasket Zine Hall of Fame that I've added to the Hall of Fame that I have now because I've been published in your magazine. And I've been having the greatest fucking time of my life. It's been really great.
Well, thank you so much. That's a whole lot to take in. It makes my heart happy to hear that you're using your platform to pass it on to others, and especially like learning more about your hometown's history, the history and the music and the culture of Shreveport. It's like recently there was a music legend from here in Ellensburg, Washington, Mark Lanigan. He was the frontman for the grunge band Screaming Trees.
Love that.
They were especially big in the early '90s during the grunge scene that happened here in Washington State, and then was famous all across the country. The music video for their song "Nearly Lost You," a good portion of it was filmed at the Ellensburg Rodeo.
Yes.
Which is one of a handful of things that puts Ellensburg on the map. But when he passed away a couple of weeks ago, there were people like rock fans knew who he was, knew right away that, oh my God, Mark Lanigan. But most of the, a good portion of folks in town, oh wait, who? Who was that? Oh yeah, I think I remember them. But stuff like that is why it's crucial to know about the culture, the history of where we are.
Yes, I definitely agree. Me being from here, in my hometown of Shreveport, I've lived here my entire life, but it never dawned on me to learn the history of my hometown. And I can definitely say, one, I've learned to appreciate my hometown more just because of me having to learn as much as I'm beginning to learn. And even when the Ratchet City Blues documentary starts to tape, that's when I'm going to really begin to learn more history about it. Because now I'm going to be getting information from someone, directly from someone. And I can definitely say that a part of me even now during the interview, a part of me is just this much ashamed because I did not know much about my music history. But over the time, now that I'm beginning to just sit in the space of, okay, we're going to be doing this documentary. I'm going to be able to learn all of this history and begin to not only learn the history, but I can also put drops in from where we are right now currently to being around for the Hurricane Chris's and to be around for the Adriana and to be around for AJ Causey, who's also from Louisiana, but who moved out to Los Angeles, California to pursue his music. I have been blessed and honored to meet the future of Louisiana. So
that's incredible.
It's great that I can just tie those loose strands of my life together.
It really is. It really is, and there's really no need in feeling shame on anything. It's life is all about just doing a little better every day, and if you do just a little bit better, then that's what matters.
Yes, and that's where it's at for me. I'm beginning now to just explore different areas of my life. I've recently got on stage and started singing. Shout out to everyone at Words Over Lattes, Monday nights. Just did that for the second time this month. Also, got up into doing a little comedy. So, just I'm finding out the different layers of me that are there and exploring them. Like literally, after we're done with tonight's interview, I'm literally headed to Central Station to the actual comedy show that they're doing tonight. So, very excited.
All right, well, look at you, all around entertainer and culture preserver.
Yes.
You got a lot going on, Jarek. That's it. I'm impressed.
Thank you, thank you. I was talking to my cousin right before we got on the phone for the interview here, and I was telling my cousin, I didn't even see this as my life 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was in the decision of, am I going to go back to work at Marshall's or am I going to pursue my dreams? And I'm happy that I prayed on it and that I went in the direction that I went into, started pursuing my dreams and pursuing my goals and exploring what my gifts are and seeing how I can cultivate them and bring them to the world. And now here I am 2.5 years later. And I've been living some of the wildest fantasies of my life.
Feels good, doesn't it?
It's fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic. Yes. And not only that, but Taylor, you've played a part in that. Because I wake up every day. My life is social media. And because my life is on social media, when I wake up, the first thing I do is check my Facebook, I check my Instagram, so I check things like that. And when I see those memories, the memories automatically started connecting the dots for that's where you were a year ago. Just a year ago, I met you. And a year ago, I published my first piece in Handbasket Zine a year ago.
Has it really?
It's been a year since we published Dear Black Gay Man.
I remember that.
So it's mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. Very much.
That's incredible. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. I'm just in a space where I'm beginning to understand who I am and what I bring to the table. And I didn't understand that me just being a black gay man, I didn't understand what I could bring to the table. And then I started seeing podcasters, you first, Malcolm MJ Harris, Love Darren Fleet on Instagram, people like y'all who are killing it. And I said, okay, I'm seeing other people like me who are doing this. What's stopping me from doing it? Me.
Oh.
So when I started seeing you and Malcolm MJ Harris and Love Darren Fleet I said, okay, these are people who I can learn from. I can take direction from. Let me get into this page in my life where I can start making the life that I want and creating the life that I want. And even now, just to sit in it now, I don't know where I would be right now if I would not have started creating the life that I want and preserving and creating the history for my family to look back and say, okay, one of us did something right. Let's see who else can do it.
That's right. That's right. You're getting your dreams accomplished.
Yes.
If things keep going the way that you see them going now, where do you want to be in 5 years?
In 5 years, I want to work with Tyler Perry.
Okay.
Tyler Perry's on my vision board, and I'm getting closer to meeting Tyler Perry. I want to meet Candy Barrels Tucker.
Ooh.
Yes, Candy, she is my idol. First, she was a singer, and because she was a singer first, her singing got her to everything that she is now. It got her to being able to start her businesses and to able to help her family, and got her family into the restaurant business and created the brand that she wanted. And her daughter went off to college, and her daughter's now becoming a lawyer and things like that. And I love seeing that. I want to be in 5 years. I want to be in those places because I want to own my own businesses, which I own my business now with Jarius Dion LLC. It's been a year. March the 22nd made a full year since I started Jarius Dion LLC. So it's been a full year with that. And I want to continue to do acting. If acting is something that I can still do, I want to act. If this comedian thing takes off, I wouldn't mind doing comedy. If the singing takes off, I would not mind singing more. I don't know. I just want to do everything my heart desires. Still writing more books.
As you should. Well, I will be looking for you in one of those Tyler Perry pictures.
Hey!
Medea goes to Shreveport.
Yeah. Yeah, like I was saying, I was meeting celebrities. Just this past, 2 weeks ago, Claudia Jordan, she did her first play here. White Lies, The Lord Knows My Heart. Claudia Jordan is my 1 degree of separation from Candy Barrows because she's worked with Candy on Housewives of Atlanta. I met Christian Keys. Christian Keys is 1 degree away from Tyler Perry because he's worked with Tyler Perry on the Tyler Perry play. I also met Willie Taylor, who's 1 degree away from P. Diddy. So
there you go.
I'm in this space where I'm like, I'm excited because I'm now rubbing shoulders with stars, and people are beginning to see that I'm in a space where I have to deal with labels where we are. And lately, I would say in the last 4 years, I've had to deal with just labels, more labels than that I could deal with. And then I said, no, let's change the narrative.
Yep.
Let's change the narrative. Let's begin to show people who you are and tell them who you are and not let them assume.
That's right.
So, in the last few years, it's been amazing. I met Ron Clutch from Nappy Roots. Nappy Roots actually follows me on Twitter and on Instagram.
Seriously?
Dead shit. No shit. I had another celebrity. I can't not call his name. He's from the group 112. I want to say Q Parker. Q Parker watched one of my shows on my Instagram, and he commented on that show. So
look at you.
It's beginning to get a little celebrity attention, just little. But I'm in these places where I'm humble, and I want to continue to just feed it and just let it grow. Like, I'm a rock star, dude. I'm a real fucking rock star. No one hasn't discovered me yet. That's it.
There you go. Yeah, I love that attitude. You need to keep that.
Yes. Yes.
All right, so you got a comedy show coming up later.
Yeah.
Why don't you lay a few on me?
No, it's an open mic night. So I'm just going out to the open mic night. I don't have any material. I'm gonna go and wing it. And I'm just gonna have fun. I'm not a comedian. That's not what I do. But I'm just going into that realm to see if I have what it takes to be in that realm. And it was magical to do that 2 weeks ago. It was magical. To get on stage and make people laugh. Never thought I would do that. I always had a sense of humor. Always knew how to I had a really quick wit. And in high school where we had roasting battles, you had to be really quick on your feet to come back with someone roast you. You had to have a good quick one. So I got really good with that, but over time I was like, I haven't roasted anyone in years. So how would I roast a person? And when I did it the first time, it was so awkward. Like, I have a video that someone posted to YouTube. They recorded the actual show, and it was hilarious. I was trying to be the nice dude who's up here being a comedian, and they were like, "You can't be a comedian and you're nice." So it was absolutely hilarious. It was absolutely crazy, but I would not trade it for anything in the world. Also,
Oh, yes, if you've watched like Comedy Central roasts.
Yes. Started watching those on YouTube just so I can get my feet back a little wet. With that, even with that, that's a different arena. It's a different arena for me. Because I have stage fright for one, so it's like now I'm trying to get over my stage fright. So that Monday I was on the stage singing, and then Wednesday I was doing my first open mic night, and I was just in a space where I'm just trying to get over the stage fright. So I'm just gonna get in here and I'm gonna do it. And just gotta say with it.
You know what helped me get over stage fright?
No.
Karaoke. When I was in college, some of the girls who lived down the hall from me in my apartment building were telling me all about this Korean karaoke place called Chung's, and that's where ended up going like every weekend. And I was so nervous because I hated being on stage, didn't really like the attention. Within a year, I was a regular. I would have my handful of songs to do, and then just get used to being under the spotlight and having people listen to me.
Yes.
I am not a great performer. You hear me. I do not have a good singing voice. But karaoke, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What matters is that you have fun with it, and hopefully the people are drunk enough that they are having fun too.
Yeah. That was how it was when I did the first comedy open mic. They got me drunk first. And then I got up there and I did my little 5 minutes. And 5 minutes feels like 10 when you're doing something for the first time. But I got up there and I did my little bit, and I guess the people loved it. I'm gonna blame it on the alcohol because we were a little inebriated, but it was really cool. Even for the first time when I got on stage to sing, it was like living a dream. It was like I was living a dream. People had never heard me sing, so when people actually heard my voice, they were like, "Huh?" It was epic. I've been living a dream for like the last 2 years have been a dream. They've been a dream.
The last 2 years have really been life-changing for everybody.
Yes.
I'd never, 2 years ago, doing a live show on Instagram every week would have been completely out of the realm of possibility.
Yes.
Or radio show that I'm doing now. never would have
Yes.
thought to have the balls to do that.
Yes.
Or like any number of things, like being able to stay home, like focus on myself, my marriage, and keeping track with everybody that I know back home. Like really being able to focus on what matters, then I can focus on what I want to do.
Yes.
And then make those realistic steps to actually do it.
Yes.
Like, up until that point was, for me, it was just so headlong, head rush, like, gotta go. And then the world stopped, and it's time to carry on. And so, like, being able to have that stop, like I mean, it's been a terrible 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
And extremely fortunate in so many regards.
Yes.
But like being able to have that opportunity to like take a break and keep on has been nice.
Mm-hmm. And I want to congratulate you on your radio show.
Thank you.
I'm so fucking proud of you, Taylor. I'm so fucking proud of you, Taylor, because you took something that was small and you built it into an empire. It's an empire now.
You flatter me, Jim.
I think big, so I speak big.
I think big, so I speak big. I need that on a plaque.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anything that just seems small to me, like, no, that's huge. That's an empire. Like that's on the radio. Like people around the world hear his radio, hear your voice on the radio. We was just there a year ago, and we were on O&E Dynasty. And we were on the radio around the world on O&E Dynasty a year ago. And I was like, oh my God, we literally changed places.
Are you still doing O&E Dynasty?
No, unfortunately, but fortunately for me, no, I am not. But thanks, and shout out to everyone over at O&E Dynasty. Thanks for the love and the support. Just had to keep it moving.
Absolutely, yeah. They were awesome, and onward and upward.
Sips on tea, Kermit. That's all I got to say about that.
Well, all right then. You have so many things going.
Yes.
So many things going. What are you looking forward to through the rest of the week?
Tomorrow I have a show tomorrow on I'm about to say O&E Dynasty. I have tomorrow show on, I want to say on Facebook, with Anika Price. She's a business owner here from Shreveport, Louisiana. I will be interviewing her. And then I am going to do a recap Oscar show on Friday.
Ooh, on a little tea time?
Yes, on a little tea time. I'm going to do my Oscars recap. And I'm just going to talk about the fashions and the winners and the things that is right now making headline news with Will Smith and Chris Rock and the infamous slap.
Oh my God. The slap.
It's epic. They have been talking about this for 3 days.
It's mad.
Yes, it's overshadowing Samuel L. Jackson winning his Oscar. The film Coda winning all of the Oscars that they win. It's overshadowing like all of the bigger deals. And
Coda winning Best Picture is the first time a motion picture released by a streaming service has won that. I believe it was the best actor from that. The first deaf actor.
Yes.
To Ariana DeBose for Best Supporting Actress, an LGBTQ woman of color, winning this. Diane Warren and Beyonce getting snubbed for the umpteenth time for their well-deserved Oscars. All these other things, and all people can talk about is two millionaires acting like asses.
Yeah, and if people are listening to the radio, like I listen to the radio, and this did not hurt their brands. It literally did not hurt their brands. Chris Rock is doing a comedy concert tonight. The tickets went through the roof because of it.
Oh, I believe.
Will Smith followers went through the roof because of this. Like, there are videos, like even I did a video today because of this video. There are videos just circulating because of the slap. The memes that are going to come from this?
Oh, the memes have been.
Honey.
It's so much. It's so much.
I've already said, I said it today to myself. If they are talking about this Monday next week, I'm going to scream. I'm going to get on social media and I'm going to fucking scream. Let it go.
Who gives a fuck? It really boils down to who gives a fuck. The Academy has awarded actual criminals who have done unspeakable things. There was recently a giant patch off of Antarctica the size of New York City that fell off and melted. Ukraine is still being invaded by Russia. Gas prices are astronomical because gasoline executives are greedy fuckers.
Mm-hmm.
There are plenty in the world that actually matters. I do not give a shit about shit about how millionaires want to behave in public.
No. And it's because even with what we're dealing with in the politics, from Kanji Jackson, who's running for her seat on the Supreme Court, to we're possibly going to be going into a food shortage in the country.
A food shortage? This is the first time.
Just go and check onto your YouTubes and just kind of get into it. My sister,
I don't know about because YouTube, they have everybody saying anything.
Yeah, my sister, she sent me stuff and she keeps up with stuff. So she be telling me stuff and I be like, okay. But
yeah, you got you and I, we're just hanging out.
Yeah.
Handbasket is not a reputable news source. It is just people talking. It is people sharing their stories.
Right.
But folks get on there thinking that they're YouTube and TikTok and whatever else, thinking that they're some kind of authority and saying whatever the hell they think. Like, vaccines are going to turn your babies into goldfish, and then the goldfish are going to get eaten by dragons who are communists, and all this other ludicrous bullshit.
Yes, it's ridiculous.
My goldfish children getting eaten by communist dragons. We can't be doing all that, honey.
Right.
No.
It's now becoming far-fetched, but I will say the positive thing that's coming out of it is I saw a story, I want to say on Nightline. Her name is Rain Dove, and she has her organization I talked about it on the show last night, but I can't call it off the top of my head. But Rain Dove, she has an organization here in the United States where she's helping Ukraine immigrants to find safe havens during this time.
I love that.
And it was just a fascinating story that I was so grateful to share on my show last night. And shout out to Rain Dove. I don't know if she's watching this or if she gets a chance to hear it. But Rain Dove, thank you so much, because she's also LGBTQ. And she's giving us a light that we need in spite of what has been going on with Jesse Smollett, who has...
ass.
Look, can we talk about him for a second? Because I want to talk about him. Me personally, I want to talk about him.
I would like to expel him from the community. And by the community, I mean the LGBTQ plus community.
We don't need him.
We don't need him. We don't want him. He gives everybody a bad name. Foolish.
Right.
He had an awesome, he had a good gig on a network show, show that got a lot of buzz and a lot of attention and ruined that for what? For nothing.
Nothing.
For nothing.
And it's ridiculous. He's getting 150 days in jail. Do you know how hilarious that is? 150 days?
150 days. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 5 months. And probably less with good behavior.
And going to be under supervised provision, I'm sure. He's going to probably be very well secure. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed, not in the legal system, because the legal system is going to do what it does. I'm disappointed in what Jesse did. He orchestrated his crime and then turned around and made himself the victim of the crime that he orchestrated. And then you went to court and you lost the case that you orchestrated in the crime that you set up. And now, I don't deserve this. I shouldn't. Like, no, sweetheart, you deserve every bit of it. Every bit of it. And
he weaponized his identities to try to garner attention for some reason, and it completely shot him in the foot.
Right.
And it, for briefly, made the people with whom his identities are look like shit.
Right.
Oh yeah, this is just one asshole and not representative of everybody.
Right. And he didn't, like, because the LGBTQ community, and because of this situation, and I've said this in other situations where I've been live, other LGBTQ people like me and you, we wouldn't be able to call the police if something was to happen, because they'd be like, well, Jesse Smollett lied and played to it, so other gay people would lie and play to it. And we have transgender people who are being murdered and killed. And we can't even speak up for them. We can't even do anything for them. And I feel like in my head, the Vantasha Bell, who's from Shreveport, Louisiana, who was a drag queen, who was murdered and killed. Like, Jesse, where were you for that person? Where were you for the other countless transgender people who represent our community who were killed?
Yeah.
What about the other gay men and gay women who are being persecuted for us just being us? For us just wanting to go and get married, or wanting to have successful lives, or want to have families. Like, he's creating more barriers for us that we're trying to overcome. And
yeah, they're real problems.
Yes, like,
and he's just creating for himself.
Yes, and I'm still a supporter of Jesse. Still a supporter of him, but he lost me with this dumb shit. You can't do dumb shit and expect people to be like, oh, but he's still Jesse. No. Common sense has to kick in.
He does his time, learns his lesson, and uses whatever opportunities he gets to turn his life around and to stop doing stupid shit.
Yes.
But for right now, like, do your time.
Sorry. I'm not sorry.
No, like, there's no pity involved because he did it to himself. Right. He created the situation himself. I don't feel bad for him at all. Right.
And it's not just that. Like I was saying earlier when we were starting the interview, having to deal with labels. Gay people, we have to deal with labels because society already sees us as we're freaks of nature.
As other.
Yeah, we're other. And me being me, I'm a gay guy who lives by myself. I don't sleep around, so I'm not a slut. I'm not a whore or anything like that. And so then I began to be branded a child molester or a rapist because I'm not sleeping around with every dude. I'm like, no, I'm a black, educated gay man who has respect for myself. And I shouldn't have to be sleeping with 2 or 3 dudes just coming in and out of my place to be labeled a gay person.
Yeah, there are all these associated stereotypes with various identities, and LGBTQ people such as ourselves, like like we're politicized because folks make us politicized.
Yes.
We're just living and existing, and like now right now the past year. Like we've seen from a lot of conservative places and politicians, the greatest hits of why to hate gay people.
Right.
Apparently, like back to save the children and to look out in the bathrooms and all this nonsense it's just recycled bullshit from 50 years ago.
Right. Even with this situation in Florida. They're trying to create this situation in Florida where they're trying to ban people from actually just saying the word gay.
Oh, they already have.
Now,
it's not just banning the word. It's removing discussion of sexuality or anything related to sexuality in the classroom. And it's not like sexuality. It's like even mentioning that same-sex couples exist.
Yes. And my thing with that,
like, actually, every one of my teachers who was married when I was going through school may mention that they have a husband or a wife.
Yeah.
And that's just how it was. It's like it wasn't inherently sexual or like perversion, anything. That's how life is.
Yeah.
So right now in Florida, if Mrs. Smith wanted to say that she was married to Mr. Smith, then that's okay. But if Mr. Smith says that he's married to a Mr. Smith, then that's jail time.
Right. And with that, it's stupid because they don't understand, like, I'm about politics when it affects my life and it affects who I am. And I don't think most of the politicians understand that this is in your house. This is not something that you can just walk away from and act like it's not going to be there tomorrow alone. Like, no, you're going to have a gay son or a gay daughter or a transgendered son or a transgender daughter. It's not going to go away. And if we're trying to sweep something or mop it away, all we're doing is creating a bigger mess. And when I heard about it, I was like, that's a waste. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time.
Yeah. It's the same conversation we've been having for centuries, or a century, and it's just bullshit. It's another, like conservatives do not like that the country is changing. Conservatives, the Republican Party does not like that the country is being more inclusive to those who are not straight white Christians. Right. And they cannot stomach it, so they're doing what they can to demonize and persecute those who are not the straight white or Christian.
Yes, and that's the thing. Society has been moving in the direction we've been moving in for probably the last 50 years. We've been moving in the direction that we're in. So in the last 50 years, they've been arguing about the direction that we've already been moving in.
Yep. Yeah, the 70s, we couldn't be in a public forum necessarily discussing being gay or existing as gay men.
Yes.
And now here we are.
Yeah.
I couldn't be legally married to a man in the 70s.
Right. And even now, like, that's why I appreciate the TV show Pose. And that's why Pose did so outstanding like it did, because Pose touched on everything across the board, from how we were demonized to even when they moved in with drugs and with HIV and AIDS to start tearing down and killing off communities of people because they weren't happy to see people just being happy. Not gay happy, but just happy in general.
Right. Enjoying life.
Enjoying life. So even if we were sleeping with men, or when women were sleeping with women, people were just happy in general without having the label of I'm a lesbian or I'm a homosexual. We were just people. It wasn't until we started labeling everything where we started seeing the demonization of everything, where we started seeing how drugs and disease started affecting the world and affecting the community. It began to make us start seeing.
I don't know about that because there were a lot of like speakeasies and anti-gay propaganda even from the 50s and earlier.
Okay, I would have never known that. That's me learning something here right now, and thank you, because even for me, I'm still learning that even here in the South, that's like a thing down here. We can't, gay people in the South. That's like an underground thing here. It's really underground, and we have to be very careful with who we're with, where we go, what we do. And me, I don't look like a gay guy. I don't look like a gay guy, and because we don't know what gay looks like, we don't know who's going to be the next victim, who's going to be the next target. That's why when transgender people started being killed, we knew those were targets because people knew they identified with this community. And
they made based on their appearance.
Yes. And so now I'm beginning to get more involved in communities where, not communities, but organizations that are geared for LGBTQ community. Shout out to Stephen Knight, who was a guest on my show. He's the president of PACE. And PACE is an organization that works towards the advancement of LGBTQ people. And I'm going to be partnering up with Stephen Knight, with PACE, and just lending my energy and volunteering my time where I can to be a beacon for our community. Shout out to just people who have done my show. If you have been transgender, if you are LGBTQ, shout out to you guys, because we don't have a lot of platforms for us, and we have to create those platforms. And then even with those, shout out to people who are at the height of their careers, who are showing us that it's okay to be us. Shout out to Billy Porter. Shout out to Gaga. Shout out to Will. I can't call his name, but they all hosted they're gonna be they hosted the Oscars party. Eric McCormick from Will and Grace. It's so many people. Shout out to Ellen DeGeneres. Shout out to Rosie O'Donnell. Oh my God, it's just so many people who, for me, we stand on their shoulders. Shout out to RuPaul. It's just so many people. We stand on their shoulders. And now that our generation, we're getting older, and now we're beginning to see how the generations that are coming up behind us, how they're beginning to pay attention. There are kids who are coming out as young as 8 and 9 years old. That's unspeakable. But these kids, they know who they are, and they are comfortable in it. And they're not afraid as we were, because our generation, we were just a little timid, and we were a little scared. But then over time, we found our comfort, and we found our strength, and we found our power. But these kids coming, they ain't having that shit.
Well, that's a really great point, Jarek. We're coming up close to the end of our time. Do you have any final thoughts?
As I always say after every single show on A Little Tea Time, remember to be great on purpose and not by accident. The future is now.
The future is now. Thank you so much, Jarek. And
Yes.
it's always such a great time getting to talk with you.
Yes, and I can't wait for that new issue to come out.
Yes, I'm working on it right now.
Yes.
Issue 11, celebrating everybody, yada yada.
Yes.
Eric has a new poem coming out, and a brand new poem.
Yes.
So be on the lookout for that. I will post more when it's available. So, Offset, hey, beloveds, just want to give you a shout out to keep up the good work. Thank you, Offset.
Thank you, Offset. Thank you, and congratulations with your book of poetry.
Yay!
Yes.
Awesome.
But it has been a pleasure and an honor to be back. Anytime you want me to come, I am always with it.
Well, and next week is going to be the final live for the foreseeable future. I'm going to be focusing more on the radio show here.
Okay.
But yes, I'm always down to talk with you, Jared. Anytime.
Yes. And I want to come on that radio show. I would love to come on your radio show, and we can bring some color and some sunshine to the airwaves.
Bring a little Louisiana to Central Washington.
You know, bring them a little country tea.
Yes, just a little tea time.
Just a little tea time, you know. But Taylor, as always, thank you so much for having me. Taylor, thank you, Taylor, for taking a chance on me, for putting my work in your magazine. You've been a part of me making my dreams come true, and I have to give you your flowers because you've been giving me mine, and you were showing me that someone like me who has a lot that I'm overcoming down here, that what I do, it matters to not just me, but to other people like me, that my work has a value and that it has meaning. And that's why I created that new piece like I did for issue 11, because I'm in a space where now every single time I have a platform to put my work out, I'm going to do that. I gotta also bring this up. When issue 10 came out, the same time issue 10 came out, I also got a magazine cover for Houston, Texas. I worked with I want to say Onassis magazine in Houston. So I had 2 magazines in 1 month. And
look at you.
It was awesome because I was able to say, okay, that's 2 magazines in 1 month. That was a dream. And so you played a part in that even, because now I had 2 magazines in 1 month. And again, I have to continue to thank you because you're doing something that means so much to not just me, but to other people like us who need platforms to tell our stories, who need platforms to shine and be seen as beacons of light and beacons of hope for not only us, but for other people who are coming up in the world. So what you do, Taylor, is so important to all of us. And I am such a fan of yours. I don't see you as a friend. I see you as a brother.
Jarek, thank you. Likewise.
Yes, I see you as a brother because you have done something for me that I can't even fathom the thought of where my life would have been if I would not have met you. If I would not have the opportunity to just come on board with what it is that you've been doing with your platform and with your brand. You are magnificent. You are a beacon of light. You are a beacon of hope. You are the reason that we are who we are. And I thank God for you because God saw fit. He saw fit to give you your platform and to let me become a part of your platform. And not only that, but for me to have my platform and for you to be a part of my platform, you have definitely been a jewel for me. You have been so many things for my life in a year. This This is the business marriage that I am happy I'm a part of. And I continue to say I do, no matter what it is that we're doing with Handbasket Zine. I fucking do.
You're gonna make me cry, Jack. Thank you for all of that. I'm overwhelmed.
No, Taylor,
Okay.
I'm serious.
I don't want to end the show crying. So
no, don't
let's
cry.
wrap.
But Taylor, you've done that for me. There have been some nights where I've been in bed just crying because I'm seeing that what I'm doing matters.
It does. It really does.
So I have to give you back that same love that you've given to me.
Thank you, Jared. Thank you so much. Well, thank you. Oh. All right. Well,
Please don't cry, because if you cry, then I gotta cry. And I'm fighting my tears.
Eric Top, aka Jarius Dion. We'll be back next week with the last Handbasket Live. Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central. No, it's 6 p.m. Pacific. I'll see you.
Just hold it together, honey. Hold it together. Just keep it together.
The hell in a handbasket. Good night.
Good night. Hey, Mom. I love you. All right, y'all. So I just wrapped my interview with Handbasket Zine Live with Taylor B. And it's been an amazing night. Thank y'all to everyone who tuned in tonight. I see you, cuz. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been an amazing night. And I wanted to give Taylor his flowers because Taylor has played such an important role in my career right now. And this is the beginning of my career. And to have someone that's doing what he's doing to put my work on a pedestal, and not just my work, but other LGBTQ artists, for him to celebrate us in the way that he does, I could not give him his flowers. I love you too. Thank you so much, cuz. I love you too. But thank y'all for everyone who tuned in tonight for this special show with my friend Taylor, with my brother Taylor. I'm about to run out the door because I'm supposed to be going to a comedy show that's going on right now. But I thank you guys so much for tuning in. If y'all enjoyed tonight's show, please comment, like, and share. And until tomorrow with Miss Anisaka Price on A Little Tea Time. I love you guys so much. Y'all take care. Y'all be well and be blessed and stay safe. Hey, Mom, I love you. If you see the interview tonight, I hope I made you proud. And everyone around the world, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Y'all have a great night. Out.